Hello. So this is just a brief update. I'm filming this. A friend is coming over in like 2 seconds, but I just wanted to do an update about the Afrofantasylit. It used to be a readathon, but now it's not. So um, I was just finding readathons like super hectic, especially leading one. So it's now a lazy reading club and just a community for people who like reading African fantasy and sci-fi. And it's not like just like a exclusive club. It's so that more people can realize these books exist and that they're really awesome and to join the community. So we have a Discord channel. I'll leave that in the description. I'll leave our new web page in the description as well. Basically, just go to the description. And hopefully, now it's a bit more conducive to everyone. So we read books throughout the year and we give a long time. So, like in October, we've just read an anthology of African horror stories called Lights Out Resurrection. And it was like 130 something pages, and we read it for the whole month. So, that's the type of lazy reading we are talking about. In case you want to binge read in a week, in a day, in case you get tired and want to drop it and want to pick it up later, we'll still be reading it. You can still vibe with us and everyone else who's taking part. We just want to be chilled, we want to be relaxed, and we don't want to stress ourselves or you. And I'm running it with Sandra, my co-host. She's extremely well read in this genre, so she's like like if you ask her, have you read X, she's probably read it. So I think we're just chill people, and we hope you come along. And also, I just wanted to speak a bit about the horror anthology. As I said, it's called Lights Out Resurrection. It was edited by Wole Talabi, who's a very prolific writer in this genre. Thanks, ambulance. I don't know if you can hear that. Anyway, he is a very prolific writer, and he brought these writers together. And they did this anthology in like 2016, I think it was, on African horror. And one thing I have to say about it, which he mentions in the introduction to the anthology, is that African horror is very much tied to our lived experiences. Because I think when Americans watch their American horror stories and things on TV and zombies, and it's also for them, it's just so fantastical. It's like, oh my god, this is extreme fiction. But for us, our horror is so intertwined with our own lives. It's things that we know. So like for those of us who are in Kenya and we hear about, or just any community that has or believes in genes, like for Kenyans, it's mostly stories about genes are from the coast, like genies are from the coast, where like cats turn into people and people turn into cats, and just a lot of shape shifting, creepy stuff going on. Those stories are so common. We live with them. We have certain communities that are known for witchcraft, known for witchcraft, and just the stories your parents used to tell you to scare you away from doing things when you're a kid. Those are things that we actually believe in, and I think it's very interesting when that is taken and turned into fiction, because it's very interesting how it translates. And then also another thing, the anthology brought out a lot of real life injustices and societal ills, if I can call them that, like poverty, rape, racism. And it's almost like I think I'd prefer the zombies over the racism. It's because it almost all the stories did this juxtaposition where they compared a real life thing like rape with fictional things like ghosts. So in all of them, you just sit and think, you're like, after each story, I had like an existential crisis where I was like, hold on, I think I'd rather be bitten by a vampire now that I think about it. But yeah, so the anthology was great. Follow us on Twitter. That's where we're most active. We're always tweeting on there, Sandra and I. And we were tweeting about it. So if you scroll back, you'll see a few of our tweets. But currently, for the months of November and December, we're reading A Master of Gin by P. Jelly Clark, which just so happens to be the first author I reviewed on this channel. I'll link it somewhere, that first video. So it's still in that universe. We're still in that universe of that book that I reviewed. And or maybe Seaside, I don't know. And that one was like a novella. This is now the first book, the official first book. So we're reading that book as the main one, but it's like 4 stories in this universe. So if you haven't read any of them, you have 2 months to read all of them. They're all short, except this last main one, A Master of Jane. The rest are like 40 pages, 100 pages. One is a really short story online. So get into it, do the thing. If you this is a really interesting book, by the way, like a very interesting story, and the author really knows how to write. So this is a really good entry into this world of like African fantasy. And the only thing I'll say about it, if you have no clue what it's about, is that it's steampunk Cairo. That's all I'm gonna say. Hopefully, I'll review the book at the end of the year. And we'll probably have some sort of live YouTube or Twitter space session just to review it. But I hope you come along. October was great. November and December is going to be great. And can't wait to meet you on the interwebs. Comment if you are going to take part. That sounds so sad. And you just leave a comment. If you don't have anything to say, just comment Steampunk Cairo or just Cairo and confuse everyone who didn't reach this point in the video. They'll be like, what's going on? Yeah, so just confuse them or just write anything random. But let's go with Steampunk Cairo. Okay, bye. See you.